Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the episode 4 of Beginner to Pro Cybersecurity series. In this episode, we are diving into one of the most common and dangerous web vulnerabilities, which is cross site scripting. But before we dive into the presentation or this video and understand what is XSS or cross site scripting, let's start this video with a very important tagline. One tiny script can destroy your entire website. Imagine this, you are just scrolling your favorite website, maybe shopping, maybe chatting, and suddenly, without doing anything suspicious, your account logs out, your session gone, and your private data is leaking in real time. Can you believe that? That's not a movie plot. That's cross-site scripting or XSS, one of the oldest and deadliest web attacks that still haunts developers in 2025. Welcome back to Knowledge Mantra, the channel where we decode the secrets of cybersecurity matters. Today, we are diving deep into how a single line of malicious code can turn the web into a hacker's playground and what you can do to defend against it. Let's go. So let's understand what is cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting or XSS is a vulnerability that allows attackers to inject malicious scripts into trusted websites. When you open a page, the browser executes that script thinking it's from the site itself. But in reality, it's a hacker's code running in disguise. These scripts can steal cookies, hijack accounts, or even manipulate what you see on a web page, all silently. Despite decades of awareness, XSS remains one of the top web vulnerabilities worldwide. Why? Because developers still trust user input. And that is the biggest mistake of all. Now let's see how does XSS work. Let's break down the process. 3 stages: injection, execution, and exploitation. Step 1. Injection. The attacker sneaks a malicious script into vulnerable input field or URL. Step 2. Execution. When a victim loads that page, the browser executes a script believing it's a legitimate. Step 3, which is exploitation. That's when chaos begins. Cookies, stolen accounts, hijacked data, leaked or even redirects to phishing sites. It's like giving a thief the keys to your house because your house trusted the wrong guest. Now let's see the third one. The 3 types of XSS attacks. So there are 3 types of XSS attacks. The first one, reflected XSS. Quick and sneaky. The script is reflected off the web server through a crafted URL or form. It's instant. Second, stored XSS. This is the deadliest. The malicious script is stored permanently on a server, inside comments, profiles, or posts. Anyone visiting that page becomes a victim. Third, DOM-based XSS or DOM-based XSS. The invisible one. These are invisible. This attack happens entirely on the client side, manipulating the document object model. No server required. Modern web apps with all their JavaScript complexity are playgrounds for this one. So yeah, one careless input field and the hackers own your entire website. Let's see the real world example now and their impact. Now you might think big companies don't make such mistakes, right? This is entirely a wrong statement. Even tech giants like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube have been victims of excesses. Microsoft reported over 970 XSS cases in 2024 alone. And guess what? 15% of their critical vulnerabilities were XSS related. Why does this matter? Because hackers earn huge rewards for finding them. Some bug bounties go up to $20,000. Imagine the amount for bug bounties. So, yes, XSS is not just a threat, it's a $1 million game of cat and mouse between hackers and developers. Now, why is still XSS matters in 2025? You might wonder, it's 2025, shouldn't we have fixed this? Well, no, the web is now more complex than ever. Every new framework, plugin, or JavaScript library adds a new attack surface. Attackers have evolved too, exploiting even the tiniest DOM behavior of browser API. With HTML5, they can control webcams, your microphones, and more all through the browser. That means XSS isn't just a stealing cookies anymore, guys. It's about total browser control. Now let's see the core principles of prevention. Alright, it's defense time. The golden rule. Never trust user input ever. Never trust user input ever. I am repeating. This is a very important principle for preventing your code, your website from excesses. Next, validate everything, whether it's a form, whether it's from a form, an API, or even your own database. Then encode data properly. HTML encode the web pages, JavaScript encodes for scripts, and URL encode for parameters. Use content security policies or CSP to restrict what scripts can run on your site. And finally, use frameworks that do this automatically, like React or ASP.NET Core. Remember, XSS prevention isn't one fix, it's a mindset. Now let's see some developer best practices. Alright developers, this one's for you. Let's talk about how to defend your code the right way. Because the cross-site scripting doesn't always come from bad hackers. Sometimes it's the result of one lazy line of code. So let's check first. Dual validation, client and server side. Both. Always validate data at both ends. Client side checks make the app fast and responsive. But server side validation is your real shield. Never rely on just one. If a hacker bypasses the front end filters, your server will stop bad input code. Next, framework features. Modern frameworks like React, Angular, or Razor in ASP.NET Core automatically encode output, which means they stop scripts from being injected straight into your DOM or DOM. Use these features, don't reinvent the wheel. Next, avoid direct insertion. Never insert untrusted data directly into HTML or JavaScript. For example, inner HTML equals to user input. This is a small piece of code, is basically an open door to accesses. Again, I'm repeating this piece of code, just carefully listen. Inner HTML equals to user input is basically an open door to accesses. Use safe rendering methods or sanitize templates instead. Okay, the last one, regular testing. Test early, test often, Use OWASP testing guidelines and automated tools like burpsuit or zap. Think like a hacker, not a coder. That's the key. Every code review should include one question: could someone weaponize this input? Remember, security isn't a feature, it's a habit. When you build with these principles, you are not just writing code, you are building trust. And that's what separates average developers from cyber security champions. Now, let's see how big giants secure their systems from XSS. So, let's see some lesson learned. Microsoft faces thousands of bug reports every year, and yet it's one of the most secure ecosystems on the planet. Why? Because they don't just fix problems, they engineer prevention. Let's see their first step: risk prioritization. Microsoft Security Response Center (MSRC) doesn't treat all XSS bugs equally. They carefully evaluate exploitability, data sensitivity, and business impact to decide which issues get patched first. This smart try system ensures that biggest threats are neutralized fast. Next is researcher collaboration. Instead of seeing ethical hackers as outsiders, Microsoft treats them like partners. Their bug bounty program rewards discoveries, and those collaborations help them spot cutting edge attack methods, especially DOM based XSS bypasses. This open door culture keeps them ahead of emerging threats. Next is ecosystem investment. How they are investing in their ecosystem. Microsoft invests in automated tools, AI powered scanners, and policy frameworks that protect products like Azure, Office, and Windows from XSS. They are not just securing one app, they are securing an entire digital ecosystem. And that's your lesson right there. Don't just patch, predict. Build systems that learn, adapt, and evolve just like attackers do. That's how you win in cybersecurity. Because even if you are not Microsoft, you can still think like them. Be proactive, be resilient, and never underestimate one line of code. Now let's conclude and go through some prevention methods again and discuss them. Okay, let's wrap it up. How do you actually defend your web applications against XSS? The answer is simple but powerful. Combine awareness, best practices, and proactive defense. So let's talk about persistent threat. XSS isn't gone. It is still one of the most common web vulnerabilities worldwide. Every new framework, every new API can reintroduce it. So your first defense is awareness. Treat user input like live explosives. Next, critical knowledge. Understand three types: reflected, stored, and DOM based. Knowing how each works helps you detect them early in your own code. Train your team. Security is a shared skill, not a department. Now, proactive defense. Validate and sanitize all input, use contextual output encoding, and implement content security policy or CSP to block unauthorized scripts. Leverage frameworks that auto-encode, React, Angular, or Razor, and test regularly with OWASP, Zap, or burpsuit. Think like an attacker before one shows up. Together, we can protect users and maintain trust in the web ecosystem. XSS may evolve, but so you can. Okay, here we ends our video and this presentation. If you loved this breakdown, hit that like button, share it with your development friends, and subscribe to Knowledge Mantra for some more cybersecurity deep dives, tech stories, and next level insights. Because at Knowledge Mantra, we don't just learn technology, we master it. And hey, stay tuned. Our next video dives into the dark world of SQL injection and zero-day exploits. You don't want to miss that. And watch this space for more related videos. If you have not watched my last 3 episodes, I'm going to put the links here so you can watch them. Till then, please take good care of yourself and bye for now.